Hello beautiful people, I'm RaishPhoenix, and in today's video we're going to be talking about repetitive dreams and what do they mean. If you guys haven't already, go ahead and click the subscribe button and click the bell so you can get notified every time I upload a new video. So I've been having a repetitive dream since, I want to say maybe towards the end of high school. That's when this dream started happening. So I haven't been having this dream every night. And it's not always the same dream, but it is around the same thing, which is school. So for a very long time, for years, I've noticed that I'll have a dream about school, and sometimes the dream is about there being an extra grade in high school that I didn't know about, and right when I thought I graduated, there's another like secret grade that I have to now attend. So in my head, I've thought that I graduated and I thought that I was done with school, but here's another grade that I have to go to, and I figure it out like the day of or something. And sometimes the dream is about being in college and rushing to figure out where my classes are. Sometimes it's about moving all my stuff to college, like literally just the commute, packing in time to get to college. Sometimes it's about packing in time to leave college. Sometimes it's about the actual classes and the people I'm interacting with in college. It's definitely more college based, but then sometimes things will pop up, like I'll know that I have to go to school and I have to take a school bus, and it's literally like a school bus, but it could be in college grade level, which is, I don't know what my dreams are doing then. But yeah, I've been having these dreams for years now, as I've said, and I think only once it was literally the exact same dream that happened maybe 2 nights in a row, but other than that, it's always something about classes or moving in or moving out or my roommates. Sometimes it's about actually living in a space with roommates and just figuring out a way to separate the space. Then I'm thinking back on it, there was one dream like that where I had a roommate, and it wasn't that there were any issues or anything, but it was kind of just figuring out how to separate like a very big dorm room. And then another one was kind of just figuring out how to live with other people with having like separate rooms, like individual rooms for ourselves. It's, I don't know, I think there's always an emotion of like anxiety or worry or running out of time that's always associated with these dreams that I have, like while I'm actually in it. So I'm noticing that I have these school-related dreams when I realize, or when I have a big realization in life. So even like all the things I've been sharing with you guys in my past videos about self-love and self-care and manifesting your life, I realize that whenever I have like a big moment of clarity or enlightenment, these dreams tend to happen. And that's when I realized that literally these dreams are telling me that there's always more to learn, and that I've kind of reached another state in my life where I'm learning more, I'm realizing more. And it's weird for me to word it that way because, like I said, whenever I have these dreams, it's always feeling like I'm running out of time, or feeling like I have to rush to do something, or feeling like anxiety. But I think that my dream is kind of like a manifestation of letting those things go, which led to my realization in real life. But then the dream is kind of showing me how those things didn't serve me. And just the other day, like I had a dream with my brother where my brother was getting ready for work and I had to go to school, to college, but I knew that I didn't like taking the school bus to college. So I was telling my brother to wait for me in the car, even though he already got ready for work and was pretty much ready early for work. and I had class the same time that he had work. So I got him to wait for me to get ready so that I can catch a ride with him to school instead of taking the bus. And I kind of woke up right before I was about to leave for school. So sometimes these dreams are about the process of getting to school. Sometimes it's about the drive to school. Sometimes it's actually the classes and just getting to class. Like I remember there was one dream where I was running up a bunch of stairs and trying to find a classroom, but at the same time everybody else was scrambling too. And by the time I got in the classroom and I sat down, I was looking at, like, I had my schedule like in my binder, and I was looking at the like the classroom or the room number on the binder and checking if it matched on the door, and it matched. But it was weird because it was one of those classrooms where it had a divider in the middle, so there are two doors that lead into the classroom. So it's like, even if you're technically in the right class, because of that divider and there's two ways to enter, it's like you didn't really know if you were sitting on the correct side of the class. Like it's weird. And sometimes, like, literally the dream doesn't always make sense, or sometimes the dream isn't about making sense. Sometimes it's about just what happened and just navigating through it or something. But I don't know, I thought that was interesting because, like I said, I realize that I have these dreams whenever I have a big realization in life. Honestly, I think that dreams are just an extension of our emotions kind of manifesting in a dream state. I think that sometimes our dreams are just us showing us our emotions, or showing us things that may happen. I've honestly found that sometimes dreams will show us kind of like a manifestation of what we're dwelling on or what we're thinking about. But then there are moments when I was younger, when I used to have dreams about people, like in class. Like when I was in middle school, I used to have dreams about people in class, and then the following day I would end up interacting with them. Like I remember there was this one time where I had a dream, another school related dream. I had a dream that I was on my way to school, and I got on the school bus, and I ended up sitting next to a girl who I thought was really cool and I vibed with in terms of, like, I really liked her style. Like, she seemed like a really cool chick. So I vibed with her, and I ended up sitting next to her on the bus. And then the morning after I had that dream, we ended up switching our seats around in class. And that was when, like, they had the desk in, like, fours. So it's like there's 4 desks put together to make, like, a big table. So we ended up moving our seats around, and that girl that was in my dream, I ended up sitting next to in class. This is definitely one of those things where it's just like I've had dreams about people in school, and then the following day I ended up interacting with them. And sometimes there were people that I admired, like I admired their energy, but I never got a chance to talk to them. And then somehow, after having a dream about them, the following day when I went to school, I would end up talking to that person or interacting with them. And it can be something as simple as, like, oh, can you, like, do you have a pencil I can borrow or something? Like, literally simple things like that. But I've had moments where the people I've dreamt about are the people I interact with. So I think dreams are very interesting. I think they really... Sometimes I feel like dreams are just like another state of being. Because I've also experienced dreams where there was somebody in my life who I felt so connected to, but at the same time, that person was always busy. They just never had the time to really hang out with me. I had dreams about him where he would tell me things that he'd never tell me in real life, but he told me in my dream. And they were things that I needed answers to, and in my dream, it felt like he was physically there. Like, it felt like his energy was literally in my dream, and the reason why I knew it was because the things that he said in my dream, I knew I could never have possibly imagined. Have you guys ever seen Inception? So there's a part in the movie where Leonardo DiCaprio's character is talking about his wife that passed away, and he's talking about how he could never possibly imagine her and all of her truths and all of her complexities in his dream. Like, he could never do her justice. So, kind of like that, that's how I knew that when I saw this guy in my dream, that it was really his energy. And also, like, he's a very spiritual person. He meditates as well, and I don't think that it's completely impossible for somebody to come and talk to you in your dream. And I think that it was wild because I even had a dream once where I was working in a retail store. I can't remember if it was a food store or a clothing store, and I was crouching down on the floor where I literally was like squatting like on the floor, and I was putting products away on the lowest shelf possible. He was talking to my sister, and as they're walking by, like, he stops. He looks at me crouching down by the shelf, and he's just like, "What are you doing down there?" And I'm not gonna lie, that dream messed me up. And it messed me up in a good way because it made me kind of think, what am I doing down there? Like, why am I putting stuff away on the lowest shelf? And it kind of made me reflect on my life and reflect on maybe the position, literally the position I've been putting myself in, and the opportunities I wasn't really allowing the universe to give to me because I couldn't recognize my own worth. And at the point where I knew this person, I had just come out of college, and I was still kind of finding my voice, and I still am finding my voice. And when I had that dream, it was kind of like an eye-opener of like, get your shit together, Raish Phoenix, you know? But yeah, that's why I feel like dreams are definitely a way to communicate with others. I never told him about those dreams because, like I said, he was always busy, and I don't think it mattered to tell him. I think those dreams are more for my clarity as it was for sharing the fact that it even happened, if that makes sense. But there were a number of times when I got answers from him in my dream that I never got physically in real life. And I think dreams, whether you have repetitive dreams in terms of what the dream is about, like for me how it's school, or if you have repetitive dreams in terms of somebody constantly visiting you in your dream, I think that it's some unique way that either you're overcoming something in your life, or there's someone in your life who's trying to communicate something to you. And I think it's also important to recognize that your dreams will show you your fears, and your dreams will show you the things that you're afraid of. And I think in those moments it's important to recognize how to conquer them in your dreams. Do the work in the dream world so you can do the work in the physical worlds, in the real world. That's what I think about repetitive dreams. But that's a conclusion I've come to because of the dreams that I've experienced. I think we're just complex, eternal, intricate, beautiful beings, and I think that there's so many different layers to us overcoming things. Overcoming things in the physical world, overcoming things spiritually, overcoming things physically. I think there's so much that we can do, and so many different ways to express ourselves, and so many different ways for us to overcome things that even if we're not really aware of, like what our cells are literally doing in our body at this moment, or even aware of spiritually what we're doing with our energy, I think regardless of if you take the time to recognize it or not, like you feel it, like you're going to see like physically how it affects you, you're going to feel physically how it affects you. And I think that dreams really give us another way of dealing with the shit that we have in our head, and the demons or the angels that we have. Anyway, that's it for today's video. Of course, I don't know the exact answer to why we have repetitive dreams, but that's my opinion on it. I hope maybe I shared something that gave you some clarity on the dreams that you've been having. And if you guys have any repetitive dreams that you've had, or if you've had any dreams where somebody has constantly visited you and it definitely felt like it was their energy and not your own, comment below. Share whatever experience you've had and kind of what it brought you, how it made you feel, if you have clarity on it, if you're finding clarity on it. Yeah, leave a comment below. Let's chat. Let's talk about repetitive dreams. Let's figure out kind of what they may be telling us, or what the universe may be saying, or what other people in the universe may be trying to communicate to you. Let's try to work it out and figure these things out. I don't know. Bless up, and until next time, sending out much peace, love, and enlightenment. Bye, guys.